Two men have now been charged in connection with the serious assault in Temple Bar. And this is the moment these stories change. Because it is no longer just an incident, it is now moving into the court. And when that happens, everything becomes more serious. Let's walk through what actually happened, step by step, using only what is confirmed. Temple Bar. If you are from Ireland, you already know the energy. Busy pubs, tourists everywhere, music on the streets, late nights that turn into early morning. It is one of the most famous nightlife area in Dublin. This case happened on Cope Street, right in Temple Bar. According to RTE News, the assault took place in the early hours of Wednesday morning, between midnight and 1 in the morning. That is peak night out time. Something happened during that window. A man was seriously assaulted. We are not going into graphic detail because none has been released publicly. But what we do know is this. The injuries were severe, so severe that the man remains in critical condition in hospital. Critical condition. That tells you this was not a minor altercation. Now here is something that made this case even more unusual at the start. The victim was unidentified. Yes, in one of the busiest parts of Dublin, a seriously injured man was found, and authorities did not immediately know who he was, so the guards launched a public appeal. And this detail stand out. They released an image of a tattoo on the injured man's right forearms. That is how they asked the public to help identify him. Not a name, not an ID, a tattoo. Eventually, after that appeal, the man was identified. That was the first major turning point because once a victim is identified, the investigation can move forward properly. Family can be contacted, background checks can begin, timeline reconstruction becomes easier. Meanwhile, the guards continued asking for witnesses. They specifically appealed to anyone who was in the Cope Street area between midnight and 1 in the morning. Think about Temple Bar at that time. Crowds, phones out, taxis passing, people filming everything. The guards asked for mobile phone footage and dash cam footage. That tells us something important. They believe there could be a video evidence. And in an area like Temple Bar, that is very possible. Now here is the update that changed everything. Two men have been charged in connection with this serious assault. According to RT News, the men are aged in their 20s and 30s. They are due to appear before a sitting of the district court on Monday. Let's pause here and explain what charges actually means. Charged does not mean convicted. It means that investigators and prosecutors believe there is enough evidence to bring the case before the court. From this point forward, it becomes a legal process. There may be bail discussion. There might be further hearing. There may be additional evidence presented in court, but the case has officially moved beyond investigation stage. And that is why this update matters. Now let's look at the timeline clearly. Early hours of Wednesday morning, assault occurs on Cobb Street in Temple Bar. Victim left seriously injured. Victim initially identified. Public appeal launched by the guard, including the release of an image of a tattoo. Victim identified. Witness appeal continues, especially for anyone in the area during that midnight to 1 window. Two men charged. District court appearance scheduled for Monday. Victim remain in critical condition in the hospital. That is what we know. What we do not know, and this is important, are the specific details of what led up to the assault. No official motive has been released publicly. No confirmed explanation of how events escalated has been shared at this stage. And that is normal when a case is moving toward court. Now, let's talk about impact. Temple Bar is one of the most recognizable areas in Ireland. When something serious happens there, people notice. Locals notice, tourists notice. The story spreads quickly because everyone knows the location. But beyond the headlines, there is a man in hospital fighting for his life. There is a family dealing with uncertainty. And there is a court process that is just beginning. The next key moment to watch is the district court appearance. That is when we may hear more about the specific charges, whatever bail is granted or opposed, and what the next legal steps will be. The guards are still appealing for information. They have asked anyone who was in the Cobb Street area during that time, especially anyone with mobile phone or dashcam footage, to contact Pierce Street Garda station, the Garda confidential line, or any Garda station. That means the investigation is still active. Cases like this often develop further once they reach court. New details sometimes come out during hearings. So this is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of the court chapter. Two men charged, a victim in critical condition, a major Dublin location, and a legal process that is now officially underway. I will continue to follow